Chapter 13, 35, Heavenly Court's Countermeasure. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Wei Ling Yang and Bi Chen Qian died while Myriad Tidal Dragon escaped, Fang Yuan muttered. Information was transmitted to him. In the Super Gu formation, he was the person with the clearest understanding of that situation. Looking at the date, it is about time. Heavenly Court went to Northern Plains Gu Immortal World, which was represented by Longevity Heaven. Central Continent was dealt a huge blow as a result. Dogtail life-extending ferret, as expected of Giant Sun Immortal Venerable Steed, its battle strength is truly fearsome. Even though this raises Northern Plains morale, it is not a problem for Heavenly Court. With the 500 years of his previous life and experiencing the first half of the 5 regions' chaotic war, Fang Yuan knew that Heavenly Court had immensely deep foundation. Compared to it, Longevity Heaven was just Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's Grotto Heaven. Its foundation was far less abundant. This kind of event is incredibly rare. It had never happened in my previous life. After this, Northern Plains and Central Continent are basically enemies. Or rather, Longevity Heaven and Heavenly Court are on opposite sides. And now will Heavenly Court take revenge? If they do, it will be very interesting. Fang Yuan thought in his mind, continuing to deduce and try to find out the possible political outcomes. Longevity. Heaven came from Giant Sun Immortal Venerable, while Heavenly Court had 3 Immortal Venerables. They were all righteous path forces. To think that they would attack each other so harshly. Right now, the Gu Immortals of all 5 regions and all the different forces were focused on this matter. They were focusing on Heavenly Court's reaction. According to conventional reasoning, Heavenly Court had to counterattack because it was the #1 Gu Immortal organization in the 5 regions. If it did not do anything, its reputation would fall. But the 5 regional walls prevented any large-scale war between Gu Immortals. And most people did not know about Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's Luck Suppression Heavenly Palace. It was too difficult for Heavenly Court to attack. Thus, whether it attacked or not, it had its own excuses. And no matter what Heavenly Court chose, its next step would decide the direction that the 5 regions would progress towards. Fang Yuan let out a sigh. He had predicted this long ago. Heavenly Court sent Gu Immortals to save Ma Hongyun. They would definitely face the obstruction of Northern Plains Gu Immortals. After Central Continent's Gu Immortals failed the rescue, they escaped back to Central Continent, and this battle, which had lasted a long time, finally reached a conclusion. But when he received news of this, Fang Yuan felt something amiss. There was something wrong, but he could not state what the problem was. Perhaps because everyone has changed so much because of my actions. There were too many chain reactions, and the advantage of my rebirth is shrinking. So I am feeling increasingly uneasy. The radiance of Dream Realm shone on Fang Yuan's face. His expression became dark and uncertain. No matter what, increasing my strength is most important. Dream Realm, here I come. Regardless of the situation outside, or how treacherous or uncertain it was, as long as he got stronger, Fang Yuan would feel safer. His soul entered the dream. Regaining his senses, Fang Yuan quickly found out that he was in the wilderness. Nighttime. The crescent moon emitted a cold light. Wild dogs were barking. Fang Yuan was immobile. He was carried by 2 people from the front and back. What is the matter? Realizing that he could not move, Fang Yuan started to assess the situation around him. Grunt, grunt. Sounds that resembled a pig eating entered Fang Yuan's ears. He soon realized that this weird sound came from the 2 who were carrying him. These 2 weird people carried Fang Yuan until halfway up the mountain. The dark clouds in the sky faded. Using the cold moonlight, Fang Yuan found that the 2 strange people holding him up were not humans. They were 2 boar-headed beastmen. In the current world, beastmen are extinct. Since beastmen appeared in this dream realm, what era is this? A question appeared in Fang Yuan's mind. Fang Yuan felt something amiss. He started to struggle, but he soon realized that he was extremely weak. He was heavily injured. He struggled intensely, but he only managed to move his body slightly. Grr, grr! The two boar-headed beastmen noticed Fang Yuan's movement and started to growl. Oh no! Fang Yuan cried out internally. But the two beastmen were faster. They suddenly let go. Fang Yuan fell to the ground. The intense pain almost made Fang Yuan faint on the spot. Using his firm determination and willpower, Fang Yuan forced his eyes open and saw that the boar-headed beastman in front of him raised his leg. He stomped on Fang Yuan's face as the shape of the boar leg enlarged in Fang Yuan's vision. Bam! At the next moment, Fang Yuan's entire head was smashed like a watermelon. Blood flowed out with brain matter scattering everywhere. F***CL. The dream realm exploration ended. Fang Yuan's soul was injured. He was forced out. This means I need to wait for my chance. I cannot act rashly, Fang Yuan thought as he used Guts Goo to heal himself. Unraveled Dream had limited usage in numbers. The nightmare demonic cult immortal materials had already been expended. But Guts Goo was different. As long as he had Donghun Mountain, Guts Goo was infinite in supply. Thus, Fang Yuan was more willing to use Guts Goo and suffer soul injuries than use Unraveled Dream unnecessarily. Soon, Fang Yuan's soul healed, and he entered the dream realm again. This time, Fang Yuan did not move. He allowed the two boar-headed beastmen to carry him halfway up the mountain. Grr, grr. At a certain point, the boar-headed beastmen stopped as one of them grunted. The other one lifted Fang Yuan's legs as he walked up. Using the moonlight, Fang Yuan could see that these two boar-headed beastmen were on the edge of a cliff. Oh no! Fang Yuan was about to struggle when these two boar-headed beastmen tossed Fang Yuan down the cliff. Fang Yuan rapidly fell down the cliff. This is... His eyes were wide opened. The bottom of the cliff was a mass grave. Countless corpses were casually lying around. The rotten corpses had a thick mist of foul-smelling odor around them. Before Fang Yuan could think anymore, plop! With a loud sound, Fang Yuan fell to the bottom of the cliff. He was crushed into meat paste. He was dead with a ruined corpse left behind. Fang Yuan was forced out of the dream realm again. This dream realm, what is it exactly? While Fang Yuan was exploring the dream realm, in Central Continent, Heavenly Court, Lord Duke Long, please. An old woman spoke. She had a hunched back. She was bending down. Her hair was yellow like wheat. Her face was wrinkled, and her eyes were blurry. She wore a yellow-brown robe. There was a ring of sand around her waist. She was standing before Duke Long reverently. Duke Long was no longer in a weak state after taking away Di Zhangsheng's life force. He was mighty and commanding now. He had regained his demeanor as the apex of a legend. At this moment, he was looking at the tower in front of him as he nodded. Granny Shah, you did well. This tower was Heaven Overseeing Tower, a rank 9 immortal goo house. It had incredible reputation. It was famous throughout history. Even though it was shattered in southern border, most of the immortal goo were preserved. After it was sent back to Heavenly Court, Goo Immortal Granny Shah woke up and had been refining goo, repairing Heaven Overseeing Tower. Right now, her work was done. Heaven Overseeing Tower was repaired completely. Lord Duke Long, please. Granny Shah led the way. Duke Long and Fairy Ziwei followed, entering Heaven Overseeing Tower. The white jade stairs spiraled upwards. It was no different from before. But Heaven Overseeing Tower had not activated, so Duke Long and the others went up without anything happening. When they got to the top of Heaven Overseeing Tower, the three goo immortals saw an immortal Gumperor. This immortal goo gave off an intense rank 9 aura. It was like a spider, colored in black and white. There was a scarlet wound on its body that almost cut it in two. What else was it but rank 9 Fate Immortal Goo? This Fate Immortal Goo was damaged by Red Lotus Demon Venerable. Using the power of love Immortal Goo, it almost died. But after the hard work of generations of Heavenly Court's members, it had finally recovered to 50% during the last Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. After reaching this point of qualitative change, Fate Immortal Goo's recovery speed was many times that of before. Right now, even without success down marks, It had recovered to 60% due to Granny Shaw's hard work. Good. Very good, Granny Shaw. You have contributed greatly to Heavenly Court. You have contributed greatly to humanity. I am sure that when Heavenly Court rules the 5 regions, your merits will be recorded in history and be revered by all descendants in the future. Duke Long sighed with an appreciative tone. Granny Shaw smiled. I am flattered, Lord Duke Long. I was merely contributing my meager strength. Furthermore, repairing Heaven Overseeing Tower was that old man's wish too. Heh. Granny Shay laughed continuously as her body turned into sand while she laughed. A wind started blowing from nowhere, causing the sand to scatter in the air. Rank 8. Gu Immortal Granny Shaw, Refinement Path Great Grandmaster, had died at this moment. She had little lifespan to begin with. When the previous generation, Heaven Overseeing Tower Lord, died, she woke up from shock and contributed the last spark of her life to Heavenly Court. Silence. Another Heavenly Court Rank 8. Gu Immortal had sacrificed herself. During this period of time, Heavenly Court had sacrificed many members. Fairy Ziwei's eyes were slightly red. Duke Long's expression did not change. His body was straight like a ruler. He spoke, in the passage of history, generations of Heavenly Court's Gu Immortals have sacrificed themselves like this, to give a bright future to our descendants. Wei Ling Yang, Bi Chen Tian, they were sacrificed, Granny Shaw was sacrificed, and in the future, the 2 of us will do the same. Why has Heavenly Court always been the top Gu Immortal force? Other than the 3 Immortal Venerables, there is another important reason. That is, us Heavenly Court Gu Immortals are not afraid of sacrificing ourselves. Because we know that humanity needs us. Everyone needs us. Heaven and earth need us. Fairy Ziwei breathed in deeply, trying to regain her calmness. Then Lord Duke Long, what do we do now? Duke Long shut his eyes before opening them again. The great era is beginning. Some people cannot be allowed to live anymore. But that Fang Yuan, Ying Wuxi, Purple, and others are all crafty. We have no idea where they are now. It is too tough to deduce their locations with the obstruction of regional walls. Fairy Ziwei had a worried expression. No need to worry. Duke Long waved his hand. No matter where they are now, we both know that they will go to one place, the giant dream realm in southern border. Forget about northern plains and longevity heaven. They are small problems. We have to get rid of these largest threats first.